Hello everyone, this is Dr. Ellie Park from Eternaclinic, Seoul, Korea. Greetings to everyone. This is the year of 2026 and according to the Chinese chart, it's a Korean chart as well. It's a year of red horse. This is a year that has a very active and very energetic and vibrant energy. So this is a year to make a lot of advancement for some people. So I hope you make, you guys make a lot of achievements. And I hope, we do the same here. And I don't know if you guys know about Lindsay Lohan, because I'm going to talk about Lindsay Lohan today. She used to be big in the old days, and I'm sure that a lot of people remember her, so she's still big, but she hasn't filmed anything remarkable these days. So I remember her from, Mean Girls. I think that was when I was in high school. She used to be, she's known as a person who's really good at acting, actor who's really known for good acting, and also being a troublemaker and being rambunctious. So she's a feisty one. So why don't I get to her? So recently she dropped a big news. The first one was that she got married. Recently she got married, and she also became the mother of a son, and her style has changed remarkably. So why don't I talk about her? Because everybody was so interested, because her looks was so different too, right? When she came out. So let me compare her old picture and her picture nowadays. Okay, I want to talk about the current face of Lindsay Lohan. And now she has been on a lot of TV shows, and she has admitted that she's having a more stable and happy life. And she got married in the year 2022, right? And then now she's the mother of a son. Unfortunately though, she has been on some movies, and she has tried to make a comeback. And unfortunately it hasn't been that successful. Although I watched those movies and they were entertaining, but it wasn't a huge hit like the old movies she was on. So let me just give a few remarks. If she wants to gain more fame or more recognition, there's a few things she could do to sort of improve her looks. I mean, this is just my opinion, Lindsay Lohan, so don't be offended, And other viewers, if you have, concerns that are sort of relatable to whatever I would be talking about Lindsay Lohan, I just hope that it will be helpful. So don't take it personally. Don't take it, don't be offended. Let's just have fun, okay? So when you look at her face, it looks great. It looks so pretty. However, there are three things I want to talk about. And the first one I'm just going to talk about briefly, because I'm going to talk about this when I'm talking about other stars. So usually we would sort of divide the face into three parts. So the upper part sort of relates to the first 1/3 of your life. And the mid face would reflect the second part of your life. It's usually around about 30s to 60s, or 30 to 50s, 30 to 60s. And then the bottom part is related to your old days, maybe when people's life after 60s. So that's how the physiognomy would define the space, the facial space. So when you look at her eyebrows, you could see that she has a richer and thicker eyebrows. And the eyebrows is sort of compared to the roof of the house. So if you have a richer, a fuller eyebrows, and if you have it also has to be right thickness. If you have too thick eyebrows, you could be too opinionated and too aggressive. If you have a thinner one, you could be wavering. I'm going to talk more about the eyebrows. So what I'm trying to say is that she has a great eyebrows compared to her old days. I think this sort of brought her more stable life or it could be, you know, her stable light could be, you know, reflected on the eyebrows. The second point I want to point out, which is very important, that is mid-face. Now the mid-face lifting is so hot because, you know, as I said, when I'm talking about the childhood or use of the Lindsay Lohan, if you actually have the fat on the cheek, and if you have a lifting there, it sort of gives you more youthful look. The mid face is, you know, that's what people sort of pay attention to at first, and then, you know, they would look at other part of your face. So the mid face is the most important, and when you think about it, that's, you know, I told you this mid face is your mid-age life, and that's when people are making achievements, and that's when people are actually making name for themselves. That's when they're sort of working aggressively. So it makes sense, right? So when you look at her mid face, you don't really see much fat on her cheek like the old days. It also gives you more aged look. So I think it would be more helpful for her to have a lifting there. It will also remind the viewers of her youth. You know, it might bring more attention to her, right? So I would, if she had come to Eterna, I would have a few recommendations. I think the best one at this point is that, from the picture that I see here, it seems like she has some fat because she did got the fat injection into her face. So I think the best one is the thread lifting. That's my specialty. So I could do the short thread lifting, and I could sort of make this fat sort of more lifted on her cheek to have more youthful look like her old days. And we could also have, if she thinks that it's not enough, we could have stem cell injections there, or we could also have skin boosters or collagen stimulator like a Sculptra or Juvalook or Ultra Cool. That's my second remark. And the second point that I want to point out is that she doesn't have much of nasolabial fold. Ladies, you need to love your folds. You know, if you have something on your face, there's a reason for it. It's what you have in your life. If you just have to have a right amount of it. So if you have too much of it or too little of it, it'll always cause trouble, right? So she doesn't have much of a nasolabial fold here. And what I said in different episode, different YouTube video, I said that this nasolabial fold means career. And she doesn't, I'm sure that she's having a happy life as a mother, happy life as a wife. And she's also shows her face in the different clips or YouTube once in a while. But she's not making much of her name for herself like the old days. And I think the part of the reason is that she doesn't have much of folds there. Like some, we have like old patients, and sometimes they have the nasolabial folds stretching all the way to the end. And when I ask them that if they're still working, they're working quite aggressively. So I think this is not a total nonsense, in my opinion. So I would say, and it also makes her look kind of awkward to not have any kind of folds. When you think about it, even the prettiest stars, they have a nasolabial folds. The only creature that doesn't have the nasolabial folds are apes. I think maybe it's because she has too much injection into her folds. So I think it would be better if she would maybe this would take care of itself when she aged more. But that's when her fat would sort of fade away. So I would recommend her to sort of make it stay and let it fade away around this area, and then she will have a fold. She might have another peak in her life or a career change. I mean, if she come to the Eterna, what I would do is that I would have more lifting on her cheeks there, around the fold right there. So she might have a natural fold. So Lindsay Lohan, if you're interested in having, you know, active career, more active career, like your youth, come to Eternaclinic. So everyone, and I also hope that as your fan, I just hope that, you know, you have, you know, you continue to have a happy and a stable life, as a mother and as a wife, and also as a great actor. I love your acting. So everyone, I hope that this, you know, this video was entertaining for you and also helpful. And I hope to see you in a different video. And I also hope to see you in Eternaclinic in Seoul. Bye.